Up
because
on me.
I saw
What's your badge
hostility
number?
with this officer.
No, because
okay?
she put her hands on me. I said, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." I can say that as a citizen. I have that right.
Again,
I'm
like
my
I
own
said,
person. Okay.
Are you a Mason?
I'm my own person. I have my own person. Okay.
Are you a Mason?
I'm Mason. Okay.
Are you a Mason?
Came in from this way. There's no gate. There's no sign saying authorized
You're right.
personnel.
There is not a gate.
Thank
there
you.
is a sign that says employee entrance.
Where? Where does it say employee
entrance.
entrance? Okay. The employee entrance, that does not apply. That does not apply.
Are you an employee?
Are you an employee?
Who says what applies and what doesn't? Who says what applies and what doesn't?
My career in law enforcement, I actually joined the Brotherhood of Freemasons. A lot of cops are involved with that.
All right, brother. You said that you had also Masonic, right? Masonic,
Well, my career in law enforcement, I actually joined the Brotherhood of Freemasons.
Okay. Yeah, how'd you get into that? How'd you get into that?
Man, a lot of cops are involved with that.
Really?
Oh yeah. It is. It's a thing that I'm not saying you must do, but 95% of them do. 95% of them do. You know what I mean?
Now, what's the benefit out of it? Like, what's the main purpose?
Actually,
95.
For me, if you're going to ask me the question, I think it was more like biblical history.
Oh, okay.
What intrigued me the most was they talked about King Solomon's temple,
Okay.
but the Freemasons, you got the Blue Lodge, which is composed of all different nationalities and backgrounds of Masons,
right?
To include different religious sets, Hindu, Muslim, whatever. You could be atheist; they don't care. You could be Satan. You could be a devil worshiper, and they'll bring a devil worshiping Bible right there, Satanic Bible, so you could. You take the oath. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. You could be Satan. You could be a devil worshiper, and they'll bring a devil worshiping Bible right there, Satanic Bible, so you could. You take the oath. Yeah, they don't care. Yeah, they don't care. They don't care. You could be Satan. You could be a devil worshiper. See, I didn't know that until I started doing more homework on it. What did I get myself into? But
did you ever get that far?
Oh yeah, I became a Master Mason.
Okay.
I mean, the highest you can go is 33rd. The highest you can go is 33rd. But
Okay.
even at 32nd, see, from the ranks of 30th to 33, which is 3. From the ranks of 30th to 33, which is 3. That's when they divulge the actual truth to you.
I got you.
Which they have you in darkness all those years. Which they have you in darkness all those years, and then once you start climbing up the rituals and the phases, and you go up the ranks or degrees,
Right.
we call it. You could go from the 3rd degree to the 32nd degree in a weekend. You could go from the 3rd degree to the 32nd degree in a weekend.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you could do it in 2 days. They call that the fast track. But usually to get that high, it takes years. Wow. It takes years, but you could do it the other way. You got to pay some money or talk to whoever. You got to pay some money or talk to whoever. You got to pay some money or the rituals.
I heard that some people, if I might be mistaken, but I know some of these rich people, these Hollywood people, they give land, millions of dollars.
Oh yeah. It all depends because those are called dues, right?
Okay.
And you talking about occultic, satanic cops are involved with that. I didn't know all that because when you got scales in your eyes, you can only see so much.
Right.
But when God removes those blinds off your eyes, you start seeing who's who for what they are.
Wow.
And not every Masonic lodge. I mean, they all talked about the same, but everybody's different. Because in order for you to be a Shriner, you got to be a Mason. For you to be a Knights Templar, you got to be a Mason. And the more you go up in that pyramid, and the highest you could go is a Rothschild.
Right.
They're the highest of the highest.
Really?
Yeah, they're the satanic children of Satan.
Wow.
They actually sit on the table, and they have a special chair for Satan right there. And he comes and talks to these family members, and they're the ones the shaking and bakers, I call it.
Now, this all has...
Satanic. And the highest you could go is a Rothschild.
Right.
They're the highest of the highest.
Really?
Yeah. You take the oath. You take the oath.
So we're going to start with the etymology of oath, and then we're going to go over to the Black Laws Dictionary and see how that also describes oath and how the word is supposed to be utilized and implemented in this particular situation. Oath. Judicial swearing. Oath. Judicial swearing. solemn appeal. And then in brackets it says here, to deity, okay, to deity. Doesn't say to a deity or deities, it says to deity, sacred relics, etc. And witness of truth or a promise, oath, okay? So it also says common to Celtic or Germanic, possible loan word from one to another, but this history is obscure and it may ultimately be non-Indo-European in reference to careless invocations of divinity. Okay, let's look up what judicial is, right? Because this says oath is specifically a judicial swearing. So let's look up word judicial. Judicial, of or pertaining to a judge. Judicial. There's an issue that we're going to tap on while we're working on this one. We're also going to tap on these judges, right? Because if the oath is a judiciary swearing, right, and it's of or pertaining to a judge, aka judicial adjective, I don't think this is a nope. Doesn't have a noun form. It has a adjective. So of or pertaining to a judge. Now you need to figure out which one of these, officers swore, made a swearing to a judge, and which judge, and is that judge a legitimate judge or not? Because if they're not legitimate judges, they cannot be in a seat of office claiming to be a judge, pertaining to the administration of justice. From Latin, "Iducilus," I think that's how you say it, of or belonging to a court of justice. Okay. It also says decision of a court of justice. Also the court itself, a judge. All right. So judicial is of or pertaining to a judge. Okay. Now let's go to swearing. What is swearing? Because I've been threatened in courtrooms by so-called judges saying that I've made vulgar swear words. They try to, offer me contempt of court. And I'm like, I reject such offer. All right. I don't think you have the authority or power to send me, goddamn, or try to do anything as far as making a claim that I'm doing something that could put me in contempt, or somehow you have the authority to put me in contempt. But I've been threatened. So swearing, utterance of a profane language. Utterance of a profane language. Now, utterance is to make sound, right? So if you make a sound, that's an utter. You uttered. So utterance, right? We're going to do profane, right? Because in Freemasonry, you'll hear that language a lot. Don't speak to the profane, right? These are the profane. They call the general public profane, okay? Go listen to Tajik Bey. He's going to call a lot of people profane. He'll call them food for the system, Profane, discreet treat with irreverence or irreverence. Says desecrate, profane, desecrate, my bad. Desecrate, and whatever this word is. I think that's treat, right? So desecrate. What's desecrate, y'all? Profane and desecrate are synonymous. I heard desecrate before. Profane is new, but I see to desecrate, render unholy, violate. Unholy, not consecrated. Profane. So profane is something unholy, not consecrated. It's desecrated. Let's see what desecrate. Divest of sacred character. Treat with scalarage. Do the opposite plus stem of to profane. And there is similar formation in Italian. Desecre, meant to make holy. All right. All right. Let's see here. Treat with sacrilege. Well, I did hear sacrilege, but I couldn't get it out. Divest of sacred character, treat with sacrilege. Let's see, what is sacrilege? Look at this. Crime of stealing what is considered to God. I never knew that. Look at that. Term robbery. A stealing. Hold on. So if you take an oath, you're doing a profane utterance, right? Am I reading this correct? You know, maybe we need to go back a few things. Okay, so sacrilege. To treat with sacrilege. Treat with sacrilege. To desecrate. So if you profane, right, swearing, utter a profane language to one of these so-called judges, because you're doing a judicial swearing, right? So to a judge, pertaining to a judge, you're pertaining to the judge when you're swearing this oath, right? And this oath is saying it's a judicial swearing. So swearing is profane, and profane is desecrate, and desecrate means to treat with sacrilege, divest of sacred character. Now, what does divest mean? Divest of sacred character. Act of stripping or depriving. Really? So act of stripping, of depriving. So yeah, okay, just what I thought. Divest. So we are stripping, act of stripping the one swearing of their sacred character, and treat with sacrilege. Wow. When you take an oath. I would never take an oath. Because you know, that puts you in a position where you are what is that? You are in dishonor. All right, you are in dishonor, and that the so-called judge you're swearing to. Oh man. Let's take a look here. An oath. Any form of attestation by which a person signifies that he is bound in consequence to perform an act faithfully and truthfully. This is found in the O section of the Black Laws Dictionary, 4th edition. I found this online, free, easy to look up, right? Let's read this again. Oath. Any form of attestation or attestation, or however y'all say that word, by which a person signifies that he is bound in consequence to perform an act faithfully and truthfully. All right. Now, this also, you know, pertains to the president's oath on entering office. It says here, an affirmation. Hang on, let me get this here. Here we go. An affirmation of truth of a statement which renders one willfully asserting untrue statements punishable for perjury. Okay? So, an affirmation. What is affirmation? What exactly is affirmation, y'all? Do y'all know what an affirmation is? We should go look that up, but I ain't gonna tarry too long. Okay, we're gonna keep it moving. Y'all can go look that up. Let's see here. What is this? Here we go. An outward pledge by the person taking it that his attestation. All right, I think that's a better word. Attestation or attestation or whatever, or a promise. All right, that's a better word. I like that word more. Promise is made under an immediate sense of responsibility to God. Now, notice that this is a capital G, not a lowercase g, okay? Now, when I see the God in the capital G, when it correlates to something with law and legality, I think about crime, because you know what crime means, or do you? Right? Because when people say crime, oh, there's been a crime committed. Oh, some people try to tell me a traffic ticket is a crime, and I was like, how is that a crime? How is so-called shoplifting a crime? Like, you see that like on the stores and shit like that. I say shoplifting is a crime, and I'm like, is that true? I don't think that's true, right? Because I looked up crime, and crime says right here, sinfulness, infractions of the law of God, capital G, not no lowercase g. It says sinfulness, infractions of the laws of God. God. Not man, God. Not the judge, God. The capital G. Now, shoplifting is not on anything I've ever seen from God, right? Or any prophet of God, the capital G God, right? I never seen that. I never seen a seatbelt being a crime, jaywalking being a crime. Was it running from so-called enforcers, police, or bounty hunters, or terrorists, or criminals? Like, running for your life is a crime. Okay, so I hope y'all have fun with that. But anyways, crime, mortal sin, crimes. I think we're done with the oaths, right? I don't see any reason why I would ever take an oath, because it bounds you to a so-called judge. You know, and you uttered profane statements to this judge, right? And this judge can, you know, use that to subject you to this portion of oath. I'm gonna assume, unless y'all say otherwise in the comments, we're all gonna have to assume that this is what it's talking about. There's many different so-called oaths, but y'all want to kind of just, all these are based off of this. Okay, so y'all want to deal with the source and stick with that. Don't try to, you know, don't get too caught up in all this other stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna help y'all make it simple. So CNN released this article, right? It says Derek Chauvin is on trial for George Floyd's death, right? I say preposterous, right? Because obviously George Floyd ain't dead. It's a fake. It's a mock trial. It's a fake staged event. Like, anybody with a pair of good working eyes and a functional brain can see, even a deaf person can hear Floyd talking pretty fucking well. You know, for somebody who's supposed to be asphyxiating from either a fucking OD or being asphyxiated with the damn knee on the neck, right? Now, here we go. The oath thing, right? Because here we go. It says Blackwell, whoever this is, right, told the jury that during this trial they will learn about the oath that Minneapolis police officers take. What oath can that possibly be? It says they take an oath. Let me highlight this for you. That they take an oath that I will enforce the law courteously and appreciately, and as you will learn, as it applies to the case, never employing force or violence. He said, what? You're trying to tell me that that this dude, Chavin, right, this Freemason police officer, name literally equals out to was it 248? I believe that's the same numerology number as Freemasonry altogether. All right. However, let's keep it moving, right? Let's try to find right now the oath of office, the oath of Minneapolis police officers, right? We're gonna just take a wild Google search. Now, Google ain't nothing but a search engine. However, it's one of the biggest search engines, if not the biggest search engine on the internet, which is we're gonna be looking up right now, basic Google search for the Minneapolis Police Department oath, right? The oath. So we got the oath from St. Paul Police Department, right? So that's the state's capital. Now, wouldn't the capital kind of be the standard of oaths? And wouldn't this oath over here be the same oath as the one for the Minneapolis Police Department? St. Paul PD is a different police department, different jurisdiction, allegedly, even though I had Bloomington Police Department chase me down all the way into St. Paul jurisdiction, right? And no, nothing was addressed when I attempted to defend myself. My property got stolen. They told me that I abandoned my vehicle when they threatened to arrest me if I didn't leave, right? So, and then they never charge me. I never got charged. I had a license and all that stuff at the time. It was one of the first earlier encounters I had with police, right? All right, or oath. Here we go. Here goes something. Inside M.P.D. Look at this. Apparently, they might have a new oath every other month or something. This says effective June 1st, 2020. Isn't that convenient as fuck? Right. That is some kind of convenient, isn't this? Look at this. It's all highlighted and stuff before I even touched it. Look at this. It says Minneapolis Police. All right. Wow. I think this is the first time I've ever been to this site, right? It says oath of office effective June 1st, 2020. Convenient as shit, right? Y'all just changed this? Y'all just changed it? What was the previous oath? Okay. Anyways, it says name. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution and laws of the state of Minnesota, which is it's a contradiction. How are you serving two masters? Which one are you serving? The United States or the laws and Constitution of Minnesota? Which one are you? Oh, y'all serving both? Okay, you're serving two masters. Okay, so you're in violation already right there. So all right, whatever. And the character and ordinance of the city of Minneapolis, that I shall, in no recognition of my service as a peacekeeper. What does this mean? First, do no harm. What? That I will uphold and safeguard the sanctity of life. What? And that I will shield and protect my community for those who seek to cause harm. That I shall intervene and protest both verbally and physically if I witness anyone violating any another's rights, that I recognize those I serve are members of the human family, worthy of dignity and respect. Wow. And my term of office shall be guided by my love of service to the community and grace of humanity. Wow. That was a mouthful. Wow. Is this legitimate? What is this verbal diarrhea? This is possibly the worst oath of office I've ever read. And I've read a lot of them. And we bear witness to some of them. And I'm going to show you one. And you're going to hear that it sounds nothing like this one. So why did this one happen? Where did this come from? This is the most bizarre oath of office I've ever read, and I've read a lot of them.
You take the oath.
Hello, my name is Chad Crayenbrink, and I'm a police lieutenant with the City of St. Louis Park. Currently, I'm the intern chief until a replacement can be appointed for retired Chief John Luce, and I'm very honored to be here today for this occasion. I want to welcome the family and friends, Bruce London, Anna Salazar, Tom Martinez, as well as all the city staff that are here and present this morning. The oath of office is our promise to the community that we will serve to the best of our judgment and ability. The oath of office is our promise to the community that we will serve to the best of our judgment and ability. Now I would like to invite forward Melissa Kennedy, our city clerk, for the oath of office.
Right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
Now I would like to invite forward Melissa Kennedy, our city clerk, for the oath of office.
Right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And of the state of Minnesota.
and of the state of Minnesota,
And faithfully discharge the duties of police officer.
and faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
For the city of St. Louis Park.
for the city of St. Louis Park
In the county of Hennepin.
in the county of Hennepin
And the state of Minnesota.
and the state of Minnesota
To the best of my judgment and ability.
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 Congratulations. Right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
And of the state of Minnesota.
and of the state of Minnesota,
And faithfully discharge the duties of police officer.
and faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
For the city of St. Louis Park.
for the city of St. Louis Park
In the county of Hennepin.
in the county of Hennepin
And the state of Minnesota.
and the state of Minnesota,
To the best of my judgment and ability.
to the best of my judgment and ability.
Congratulations.
So welcome back. We just watched that clip, and you clearly seen that there was no mention of God. There was no mention of defense. There was no mention of community and all this other language from anything as long and outrageous as this oath of office from the Minneapolis Police Department. Because, wow, that is vastly different from what you just heard, right? This one says wild stuff to the extreme as do no harm. In recognition of my service as a peacekeeper, first do no harm. Now, what police force can effectively so-called do policing without doing harm to a so-called suspect, criminal, or whatever, right? Alleged criminal, alleged suspect, you know, all the people they, you know, falsely accuse, me included, right? I've been a victim of the police departments in Minnesota. However, this right here, this only appears in June 1st. I don't know what the one was before this, you know, obviously. But these dudes are running around here using this oath of office, or have taken an oath, right, which makes them criminals to begin with. They have taken a criminal oath, right, to allegedly uphold this, which is undoable, right? And for humanity, and human is an animal, okay? So if you want to know how human rights is being upheld, go look at a damn slaughterhouse.
Blood. Pass the weed to the next nigga. My bitch died, I had red for the set, nigga. She a trail asshole and I'm the trillest nigga. I feel the Holy Ghost before I feel these niggas. I got these bitches on their toes, no Achilles, nigga. Spit on your grave, throw a rose and some lilies, nigga. I know the stove like I work at Piccadilly's, nigga. I wear a gold rope for old Mississippi niggas. And I was locked up in a hole, I could've killed me, nigga. And then a guard gave me some head, she felt guilty, nigga. I brushed my teeth 100 times just to grill these niggas. And I just walked up in the bank humming a milli, nigga. Wow, trail nigga just walked in the bank. Playing fish in the sea, but I'm the shark in the tank. Your business in the streets and your broad in my face. And your mama turn tricks and your homies turn steak. And my homies turn weight, some cake, for real. I get paid all day, lump sums, oatmeal. Oh yeah, I feel like Neo on both pills. Ballin' on these bitches like Shaquille O'Trill.
Cause all my life I've been a trail nigga. Cause all my life I've been a trail nigga. I bet we get with it. I used to be a dirty motherfucker. Now I got my own shit. I'm from Westside, California. We the real estate. I left the house like mom, I'm on my own shit. What's the plan? See the plan is to stack 100 grand, turn that 100 grand to a million, turn that million to a billion, turn that billion to a trillion. Cause all my life I've been a trail nigga. Cause all my life I've been a trail nigga. I bet we deal with 'em. Cause all my life